Samsung has responded to those reports late yesterday of display issues on the Galaxy Fold review units that some journalists were reporting. As MG Siegler tweeted, "Don't say you're folding it wrong. Don't say you're folding it wrong. Don't." Actually, Samsung said this, quote, "A limited number of early Galaxy Fold samples were provided to media for review. We have received a few reports regarding the main display on the samples provided. We will thoroughly inspect these units in person to determine the cause of the matter." Separately, a few reviewers reported having removed the top layer of the display, causing damage to the screen. The main display in the Galaxy Fold features a top protective layer, which is part of the display structure designed to protect the screen from unintended scratches. Removing the protective layer or adding adhesives to the main display may cause damage. We will ensure this information is clearly delivered to our customers, end quote. So that protective layer, that is apparently what bricked Mark Gurman's phone, because as he provided pictures of on Twitter, he peeled that layer off. Apparently the screens come with a thin protective plastic layer on them that kind of looks like that thin plastic protective layer that most new phones have right out of the box. Gurman figured this was that and peeled it off. Apparently, you do not peel that off. But look, Gurman is a seasoned tech reporter. If he didn't know not to do that, would most consumers know? Also, that response doesn't answer what happened to other phones like Dieter Bohn's at The Verge. Over at Android Central, they've diagnosed two separate issues here. One they say is eminently fixable, and one is not. So yeah, that plastic covering on the screen looks removable. So some extra messaging inside the box might help this issue, or a slightly redesigned coating or something that looks less removable. But the other issue is this. If the screen is so fragile that just removing a thin plastic coating can destroy it, maybe this technology is not quite ready for prime time. Quote, "If, as we've seen, all that's keeping the display running is a thin piece of flexible plastic, it doesn't bode well for its prospects of long-term durability. With very strong Gorilla Glass screen coverings, we've gotten used to being pretty rough on phones, and the Fold just isn't going to be able to take that much abuse. Despite lots of engineering being put into keeping the folding portion of the display operational with thousands of folds, that doesn't necessarily mean it can handle impacts and damage elsewhere," end quote. One man's being rough on a phone is another man's, daily use, putting it in my pocket. Android Central points out that neither of its review units have had any issues yet.